Yo, what's good? So this is the Golden Eagle LED-2000 and I was sent this light from the company to check out and create a review for y'all. They have not seen this video before I put it out, so everything I'm going to talk about are my genuine thoughts. So this is an LED light and it's a powerful one. It does compare to lights like the Aputure 120Ds and also the Godox SL60. So right away what you notice is how big this light actually is, and it does have some weight to it as well. It can only be powered with a cable right here on the bottom, so I wouldn't really classify it as being portable. The good news is it does use a Bowens mount though, so there's already a lot of attachments that will work with this light. So taking a look at the features, if we jump into the back, it's a pretty simple setup. There's a button to power it on and off, and there's also a knob to adjust the brightness. And this knob also doubles as a button to switch modes. So in this first mode, you're able to adjust the brightness from 1% all the way up to 100%. Now in this mode, the fan does kick on and the fan is pretty loud. So depending on what you're doing, that could be an issue. So it does get pretty bright at max, and what I noticed is even in the lower values in this mode, it's still a lot of light that's shown. So if you don't need that much light, you'll want to go ahead and switch over to the second mode. So if you click the knob, then you can go ahead and switch over to the second mode. Now in this mode, the fan is essentially silent, but you can only get up to 60% brightness. And one thing I noticed is the percentages in this mode are treated differently than the percentages in the first mode. So for example, 20% in this mode is going to give you less light than 20% in the first mode. So if we change modes again, we're going to get into the effects. Now, initially, I didn't even know that this light had effects. Even the instructions that came with the box didn't mention anything about effects, so that was a surprise to me. So there are 4 different effects, and I can only guess what the names of them are since there's no instructions to tell me what they're supposed to be. The first one is like a short burst lightning effect. The second one to me is similar to light coming from a TV. The third one steps in brightness all the way up and then all the way back down. And the last one is like a more frantic lightning effect than the first. So when you select an effect, there's a number that counts from 9 all the way down to 0 every time the effect cycles. And when this number reaches 0, the effect does not happen anymore, and you'll have to turn the knob or adjust the brightness in order to reset it. And I don't know why this is a thing, but it is. So going into the last mode, you're able to change the channel, and it does come with the remote. So if you do have multiple lights, you will have some flexibility with that. Alright, so I took this light out to a music video shoot to see how it holds up in that setting. Now, this wasn't the only light I was using at the shoot. I was using it alongside my other gear, but I do think it's powerful enough that if it is your only light, you'll still be set. So for this music video in particular, as far as lighting goes, I was going for a more natural and darker vibe. So for this first scene, I just added the Aputure Light Dome Mini to the Golden Eagle and bounced it off the wall, and that created some ambience. And this ambience pretty much just gave even light throughout the entire room. And again, there was other lights being used in this scene. We did have one outside, we had one beside him, and we also had a bulb in the back. But for this video, I'm just gonna focus on the ways that I use the Golden Eagle light. So in this next scene, I use the light as more of a kicker light, if you will. So the setup is I have Jamar, who's the artist, performing the song in the doorway, and I have the Golden Eagle in the room behind him. I attached the light dome to it, and it's just shining some light to the side of his face. And this subtle touch, it's minor. I think it's minor, but it does add to the scene, and I think it looked pretty dope. So one thing I do want to mention is that in these scenes, I really didn't have to crank up the intensity that much. It already shoots out a lot of light, especially in that first mode, even in the lower values. So there was a lot of unused power that I just didn't need, and that's a good thing. And the last scene I want to show is this simple scene of Jamar posted up on the wall, and I have the Golden Eagle just off to the side with the light dome on it, and it's just creating some nice feel. And again, we were going for a more natural type of vibe as far as lighting goes, so I didn't have it on full blast, but I do think it worked well with just creating a nice feel. So overall, I think this is a very usable light, and compared to some other similar options out there that are even more expensive, I definitely think this is something to consider. I had no problem setting it up and using it on an actual shoot, and again, it just worked well to complement the gear I already have. I will say I wish it came with the case though, because it is a bigger and heavier light, so it would have been nice to have some sort of carrying bag with it. So look, if you are interested in the light, there will be a link down in the description for you to check that out, and also if you would like to see the full music video, there will be a link down there as well. But look, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop it a like, jump down in the comments, let me know what y'all think, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. It only takes a second, and I will see y'all real soon in my next one. Peace.